Good morning, students. Today we will start with the discussion about the blood. In the last class, already we had discussed about the transportation in the plant, where you had seen how xylem and phloem tissues are together helping the fluid material and also the cell sap, what we can say, and also the cooked food, that is the carbohydrate or the glucose which is produced after the photosynthesis, how they are being distributed into the whole plant body. So today we will start with the animal, or rather to be said human transportation, in which we have to know about the blood, that is the components of the blood. So what is in your blood? That is, blood is composed of, if you analyze the blood, then you, after analysis, you will get the two types of components actually. One is the blood plasma, here also in the slide you can see, and another one is the blood cells. So blood cell are again categorized into three types. Actually there are three types of the blood cells, which is the red blood cell, the white blood cell, and the platelets. Okay, so we'll have a detailed discussion on this. So first we are talking about the plasma. So here you can see the blood plasma. If we see the components of the blood, that 55% of the blood's component is the plasma, which contains watery substances. So watery substances means the water, as well as different ions are also present, different salts are also present, like the ions, different ions, then proteins, then nutrients, then the waste gases. All these are situated in the plasma or present in the plasma. So basically from this discussion we come to know that is, it is a fluid matrix which contains plasma, and it is the liquid sort of material. It's a jelly like material. Even in the diagram you can see the yellowish portion, that is known as the plasma. Even in the practical side you can see, when there is a cut, if there is a deep cut, sometimes you can see the yellowish, it's a kind of a fluid which is coming out from that cut portion, but along with the blood, or it is initially on the blood, they are coming out. This is called as the blood plasma. Okay, so and these are the components what are present in the blood plasma, which is which is constituting the total of 55% of the human blood, in which the water contains 90%, and different waste products which are containing within the blood plasma, different hormones, nutrients. So nutrient already we had done in first chapter, in the first topic. Hormone will do in the next chapter. Then you will come to know that is a substance, an important major substance, enzyme like. Obviously that is different from the enzyme which has been secreted from other different glands of our body, which we will have detailed discussion in the next chapter. And also it contains 8% around proteins. Okay, so that comprises about the total 100% what is the components of the plasma. So plasma is and what are the salt what is present in the plasma? This is generally about the salts like sodium, potassium, calcium salts, chloride, etc., and also plasma protein. What is the protein? That is fibrinogen, and also osmotic, which keeps the osmotic balance and the pH balance, and also that is plasma protein. And fibrinogen, this is a substance which is helping the bloods to clot. Now what is blood clotting? Again I will discuss it later on. So blood clotting, basically that is it is when in order to stop the excessive blood shedding, after some time automatically blood stops bleeding. So that is actually due to the blood clotting. So these things are present in the plasma. Next, coming into the blood cells. So what are the blood cells? These are generally we can find three types of the blood cells. One is the red blood cell, the next one is the white blood cell, and the third category we found is the platelets. So white blood cell basically, so first one we are talking about the red blood cell. First we will talk about the red blood cell. The red blood cell has several different features. That is, the main feature is that the red blood cell, it contains hemoglobin. So what is a hemoglobin? Hemoglobin is a special pigment which is present inside the human blood or inside the human body. It is a iron containing pigment which is composed of heme and a protein called globin. So hemoglobin is a iron containing pigment. It is basically a pigment which carries with the oxygen, or which combines with the oxygen to produce oxyhemoglobin. Okay, they produce oxyhemoglobin, and oxyhemoglobin, that is the respiratory gas, is the oxygen, you know. So oxygen is combining with the hemoglobin of the blood, forming oxyhemoglobin and distributing into the whole body. Okay, and also in the RBC, these are generally disc shaped with the it's a dent on each side. It creates, due to this, it creates a large surface area which is essential for gas exchange. And second, I mean, and another very important characteristic is that RBC does not have any nucleus. So in it there is more space for hemoglobin, and more hemoglobin means more oxygen. Okay, and it has got a large surface area compared to the volume of the oxygen. Compared to volume, it has got a large surface area. Okay, and so they red blood cells actually carry oxygen from the lungs onto the whole body. It actually, the hemoglobin present in the red blood cell, it carries oxygen. Okay, so and hemoglobin on also carries some amount of the carbon dioxide from the body tissues to the lungs, because you know, during the respiration process oxygen is being taken in and carbon dioxide is taken out, is given out. That has also been carried by the red blood cells. Okay, and the red blood cell is about it's a very it's a short lifespan. That is, red blood cells lifespan is and also actually these RBC cells, they do not live for long. Okay, and generally each remains in the leaf for about 4 months, and then the RBC, basically they don't have nucleus, as I told you earlier. So as they don't have the nucleus, so they cannot survive long. Okay, and it has been estimated that about more or less 3 million RBC are present in the human body. Okay, so generally that is why you can see that when we donate the blood to save the life of a person, and then the loss of blood from our body can be made up very quickly within a day. Okay, so and RBC is produced mainly it's mainly produced from the bone or in the bone marrow. Okay, so this is all about the red blood cells. Main function of the red blood cell is to carry the oxygen, and therefore it is, and also it is not they don't have a nucleus, and it contains the plasma membrane protein and also other protein. And so this is all about the RBC. Next is the WBC, or white blood cells. This white blood cell is mainly fight infection and protect us from the diseases. Generally it helps in the formation of immunity system of our body. Immunity means the body's own mechanism to fight with the disease. See, always we are prone to different types of infection by virus, bacteria, and then protozoa, but always we don't feel sick or we don't fall ill. This is the reason why, because of the reason that constantly there is a fight between the external agent and the internal body's the disease protection mechanism, and ultimately, so white blood cells help to fight against the germs and foreign bodies. These foreign bodies are basically forming the diseases, different types of diseases, so RBC helps them to fight. Now, some of the white blood cell, they can eat up the germs like bacteria, which causes the disease. Otherwise, they make certain chemicals known as the antibodies. So in a two-way, RBC can protect, either directly consume or they can produce the antibody to fight against the infection. Okay, so white blood cells manufacture antibodies, and also they are known as the soldiers of the body. What are the soldiers function? That is to protect the country. Similarly, they protect our body, so they are the soldiers. Okay, and they are spherical more or less in the shape, and they are having a it's a and they are having a nucleus, but the shape of the nucleus is different in different types of RBC. Different type of RBC means, here you can see neutrophil, monocyte, eosinophil, lymphocyte, basophil. There are different types of the RBC which you don't have to learn now. You will learn it later part. Basically, there are divisions like granulocyte. Later on, these 5 divisions, 5 types of WBCs are being found, but at present you don't have to learn all these things. Okay, so but remember one thing: WBC does not have a definitive nucleus shape, a shaped nucleus, because all these variety contain different types of nucleus in their structure. So next one coming, the last one is the platelets. Platelets is basically the fragments of the special cell which are formed in the bone marrow. Okay, and another thing is, platelets, they do not have a nucleus, and they help in the clotting or coagulation of the blood. This is happens in the cut part or the wound part. After some time you will see automatically but blood flow stops. Why the blood flow stops? Because bloods clot. Okay, blood, whatever is released from the cut portion, from the wound portion, they are clot. So when a cut or wound starts bleeding, then platelets help to clot the blood, due to which the further bleeding stops. Okay, all the blood cells are made in the bone marrow, and from the stem cells. So basically they are forming say a heparin, due to which the blood clots happen. But this mechanism, again, it's a complicated mechanism which you will learn in the later part. So and also it helps in the formation of the in order to eradicate inflammation, then thrombosis, then tumor biology. Different types of activities are being functioned by platelets, details of which is at present not required. Okay, now we will come blood vessels of our system, of our body. The main transport system is the circulatory system. Now, when the circulatory system is in function, the human blood circulatory system mainly consists of the heart. Okay, and also along with the heart, normal blood vessels. Okay, so we don't find the blood within the body just like that. So they are within the blood vessels. These blood vessels, some blood vessels carry the blood from the different portions of the body to the heart and then lungs, and then again after purification, because blood always needs the purification. In the next topic, I will tell you how the blood circulates through the heart. Then only you can understand that constantly there is a purification mechanism. So blood is running into the whole body system, throughout the body, by a mechanism which is called as the it's a through tube-like structures which are known as the blood vessels. So blood vessels are three types. One is the artery, another one is the vein, and the capillary. Artery is red in color, which shows that artery carries oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood means pure blood which contains oxygen. Veins carry deoxygenated blood, that means deoxygen, that means they carry carbon dioxide, that is not impure blood that needs to be purified. And then the capillaries, which are joining the arteries and the veins. Okay, so artery and vein are the structures which are helping for artery, vein and capillary are the blood vessels which are helping the bloods to carry out into the whole body. Okay, there are the differences between the arteries and the vein. So what are the differences? They carry blood away from the heart, that is the artery away from the heart means the blood after purification, pure blood needs to go to the different parts of the body. Why? Because it contains oxygen, and every cell, every organ, every part of our body requires oxygen. Okay, so artery, it carries blood away from the heart, and the veins carry blood towards the heart. Now artery, they carry oxygenated blood, and vein carry deoxygenated blood, but there is an exception: pulmonary artery and pulmonary vein. Pulmonary means something which is related to lungs. Okay, when I will teach you about the circulation part through heart and lungs, you will come to know what the pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein means, and how are they different from the normal artery as well as from the normal vein. Okay, so blood in which is passing through the artery is the red in color due to oxygenated blood. Oxygen means something pure, that is why oxygen is pure, because we are taking oxygen as respiratory gas. So whenever oxygen is present with the blood becomes red in color, that is being transported through the artery. On the other hand, the veins are blue in color because they are carrying deoxygenated blood. Okay, now from the above, just beneath the skin, you can see blue veins. That means what? From here we can understand, or we can say two facts. One is veins carry deoxygenated blood, and the veins are superficial, that is from outside, even under the just beneath the skin we can see the vein, but artery we cannot see because artery is deep seated. Okay, and also artery is a generally artery, as artery carry oxygenated blood, so artery always carry, we can say, pure blood, but vein always carry impure blood. So these are the differences more or less between the artery and the vein. Now coming into the functions of the blood. Now already we had studied about the blood. Now we are coming into the important functions of the blood. So you can tell now what are the important functions of the blood. Firstly, it has got a respiratory function because it carries oxygen and carbon dioxide. Oxygen from the heart and lungs to the different parts of the body cells, and carbon dioxide from the body cell towards the heart. Then it carries different types of nutrients and to various parts of the body, different parts of excretory product, waste product from the kidney, from the lungs, from tissues it carries. And then also it has got some immunological function, that is it protects the body from different types of infections. It regulates the body temperature. It carries the hormones. Later on, next chapter you will study about the hormone, and you will see that is hormones are secreted from the endocrine glands, which are being carried to various tissues by blood, and also it protects the hemorrhage. Hemorrhage means excessive blood loss due to the after or hemorrhage. How the hemorrhage can be protected by blood clotting. Okay, so these are the general function which are performed by the blood. So today we had discussed about the components of the blood, that is blood plasma, blood cells, what are the blood cells, what is the function of RBC, WBC, platelets, and then we had also learned about what is artery, what is vein, what is, how do they, what do they carry actually, and basically the differences between the artery and the vein, and also we had learned about the functions of the blood. I hope this portion is now clear to you. So in the next portion we can go in the next class as the how blood is being circulated through the heart and lungs, because it's a wonder because every time we don't get the fresh blood from outside, so whatever purification process, it happens inside the body only, which you will learn in the next class. Till then, all of you stay safe, stay well. Thank you. See you in the next class.